Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome once again, class, from our long break. Alhamdulillah, we managed to complete test number 2 from chapters 6 to 10. This class will be about going over the answers in that test. What we're going to do is we're going to go through all the answers. We didn't do this before, but this is something that we thought we should use now, because the goal is to not see your score and your grade. It's rather to see where you're weak or where you need work, and to focus more on that. In the first question, question number 1, it says tarjim ma yali, which means it means translate the following. And I wanted to see if you knew how to use the ismul ishara. You needed to know how to use hada or hadihi. So we said hada yadun. Is that correct? No. It should be hadihi. So that was something that I was looking for, to make sure you knew how to use hadihi or hada. So it says hadihi yadun, hadihi sa'atun, and hada anfun. All right? Question number 2, it says correct the following. هذه مفتاح السيارة. As it's written, I wrote, actually, I'm going to need a dark pen, because somebody requested it online that we should write in darker color. So if somebody can go to the office and bring us a dark pen, if I don't have one here. Actually, you know what? I have it here. Yeah, blue should work. Never mind. So I'm going to write on the board what was in the question. Oh, come on. It's frozen. That's how cold it was. You know where it is? In the black drawers. You've seen them before? Yes. Bring the darkest color. So until then, let's go to number 3. Number 3 says, use ismul ishara, right? That is for far. So you say, tilka ummun, dhalika aynun, dhalika sarirun, dhalika muhandisun, dhalika jamalun, and tilka hadiqatun. So it wants you to use the right words in that ism ishara. Use the right ism ishara for the word that's being used. If it's feminine, you need a tilka. If it is masculine, you need dhalika. Number 4 sometimes gave a little bit of you guys some trouble. And I think partially it's because, translating from English to Arabic, it's its own skill in itself. Sometimes you'll say it as you're used to saying it. This is all we had it in a okay. Purple? Let's hope that works. So we're on number 4, and then we're going to go back to number 2. So number 4, we said that it's important to put the whenever something is ma'rifah. And it's important to, use the right mudaf and mudafun ilay as well. Okay. So it says, بيت التاجر أمام المسجد وبيت الطبيب خلف المدرسة. The merchant's house is in front of the masjid, correct? And the doctor's house is behind the school. Some of you used university, right? And technically it's correct, but really it should say madrasa means school, not jami'ah, which is university. Anything close to that would be correct. So if you said the house of the merchant instead of the merchant's house, that's still acceptable, and that would be correct. All right, it says this door is open and that door is closed. Oh yeah, let's go to number 2 before we go to number 5. Number 2. What I wrote on the board, or what I wrote in the test, was هذه مفتاح السيارة. All right. So this is what I wrote on there. Remember I said we have to use the right ismul ishara. Number 2 says correct the sentence, correct the following sentence. So immediately when you see هذه مفتاح السيارة, take out هذه from the equation. مفتاح السيارة, what does that mean?
Open car.
No, just مفتاح السيارة. What's مفتاح? Keys. And this is the car. So the car keys. The car keys. So you want to say, the car key, singular, miftah. So هذه to describe miftah is not correct. Miftahun is one and it's masculine object. So this should be changed to say هذا is incorrect, and the correct one should be هذا مفتاح السيارة. Some of you added alif and lam to al-miftah. All right? Any word, whenever you say, like a word that comes after هذا, right? And you want to say, this chair, right? It's already, you're specifying it, so it's already like ma'rifah. All right? If I say, this chair, for example, do I say هذا كرسي? Or do I say هذا الكرسي? All right? I want to say this chair. Do I use this one or that one? Who says the top one? Say Anna. Anna, the top one. If I want to say this chair, do I say هذا كرسي or do I say هذا الكرسي? What's the second one mean then?
This the chair.
Specifying.
Definite.
Okay. The correct, if I want to say this chair, the correct answer is the second one. Yes, and this was something that happened regular in the test for you guys, and that's why I want to emphasize on it. Because if you say هذا كرسي, this means this is a chair. Without alif and lam, it means this is a chair. So if I wanted to say هذا كرسي, meaning this is a chair, not a couch, right? Then I get rid of the alif and lam. Is that clear? Does it make sense? Yes. If it doesn't make sense, we'll go over it until it's clear. All right? So, whenever you want to say this is something or this is that, you have to add alif and lam. If you don't want to specify, then you get rid of alif and lam. So if I said, and we're going to get to the one later on, this door, should I say هذا باب? Or should I say هذا الباب? Yes. So I should say هذا الباب. And I know online it's going to look really cluttered and clustered, but look at this sentence here. This sentence, هذا الباب, means this door. هذا باب means this is a door. You guys see the difference? Yeah. Is it واضح? Yeah. Okay.
Is that going to be applicable for same thing that, like ذلك الباب?
Yeah, same thing for ذلك and تلك, right? If I say تلك ولد, right? I'm sorry, تلك ولد. ذلك ولد. ذلك ولد means that is a boy. If I say ذلك الولد with alif and lam, that boy. That makes sense now? All right, good. He erases easily too. You know, we had somebody bring us a new board and some new lights. You know, we just we'll say may Allah reward that person. You know, for the people online also, you make dua for the person who's doing that stuff. You know, masajid are always underfunded, and a lot of things are done, you know, from goodwill from people, and alhamdulillah, it's good whenever that happens. You know. Number 2, we did it. Number 5, we're on?
Yes.
Okay. This door is open, that door is closed. So we said, you should have said ideally, هذا الباب مفتوح. Some of you messed up on, you know, مفتوح, and you know, said like miftahun.
Well, you put baytun for what?
Did they? Okay. Yeah, I don't know what that was. Some people did put baytun. There's no house there anywhere.
Yeah.
Naam.
I messed up and did it as now, but so alif and lam is never gonna be on like an adjective. Is that what it is?
On an adjective?
Like maftuhun, it'll never be.
An adjective is the na'at.
Or like, yeah, like I put هذا الباب المفتوح. That's never gonna have, that word is never gonna have like alif and lam.
No, it might have it if I'm gonna say, for example, the opened door. If open came first, like if I'm describing the door by saying it's an open door, not that the door is open.
So how would you say al-maftuh al-bab?
No, just like you have it there, like هذا الباب المفتوح.
Oh.
Right? But the open door.
Oh.
But that's not what I'm asking for. I'm asking for the door is open, meaning هذا الباب مفتوح. This door is open.
In the English sentence, we never see the, like the door. That's what we like.
That's right, and that's why it doesn't have the there.
Yeah.
And that's why I made those two examples where I said, do I say هذا باب or do I say هذا الباب? If you say هذا باب, it means this is a door. And if you say هذا الباب, it means this door. And there's no the there. But it's considered ma'rifah because it's been pointed to already. Is that clear?
No, I understand.
All right. Next it says, whose watch is this? Or the second part of the sentence, وَذَلِكَ الْبَابُ مُغْلَقٌ. All right. After that, number 6 says, أجب عن السؤال الآتي مستعملا جملة كاملة بالعربية. This, most of you got it right, alhamdulillah. Oh, there's still 2 parts. Yeah, there's 2 parts to number 5. Going back to 5 again, the second part. Whose watch is this? It is Abbas. There was a tendency, you should have wrote liman. I'm going to make it nice and big so that the viewers can see. Liman هذه الساعة And look what I'm going to write over here. Hiya. This is very important, this lam also. لعباس. All right. So the question is, whose is that watch? See هذه, and we have L. L needs to be here, otherwise is whose, I'm sorry, it is this. Whose is this a watch? That doesn't work if you get rid of L here. Right? If you get rid of L, it's whose is this a watch? It just doesn't work. But if you say whose watch is this, by having L there, it works. Some of you put huwa instead of hiya, right? Why would huwa not work? Because you are talking about sa'a.
It's not Abbas anymore.
Yeah, you're not talking about Abbas. Okay? And I think some of you put hadihi. And hadihi was already used up here. This is you not saying it is because the question says it is, not this is. You see it? It says it is Abbas's, not this is Abbas's. Okay, so if you got that wrong, it's because you might have switched this to hadihi or you switched it to huwa. Huwa is it, but if it's for a masculine object. And hiya is it, and if it's a feminine object. Number 7, there's no way around this. You just have to have it memorized. You just need to know the words.
Number 6, Sheikh.
Dajaja? Oh, subhanallah. Okay, liman hadi dajaja. I needed a full sentence. And it says, whose chicken is this? You could have put anything, as long as it was a 2-word sentence. It is Abbas's, it is the mudirs, it is the, it is the roosters, it doesn't matter. Anything would have worked. طيب. Number 7, you just needed to know, like I said, the meanings. There's no way around it. And for those that are following along, I guess we can go over it. It said Fallah is farmer, Qadimun is old, and knife is for sikeen. All right. استعمل ذهب في جملة وجلس في جملة أخرى. Use ذهب in a sentence. I believe most of you did well on this. It says, use ذهب in a proper sentence. Now, if you say ذهب, it's usually meaning he went. ذهب usually means he went. I seen later on some of you used it as he left. When we get down to the next one, some of you used ذهب as خرج. Huh? They use ذهب as خرج. But most of the time when you say ذهب, it means he went. All right? And if he went somewhere, you're going to say إلى, not في. All right? So you want to say he went to ذهب إلى البيت. You don't want to say ذهب في البيت. You want to say ذهب إلى المدرسة, not ذهب في المدرسة. That makes sense? So when you use ذهب, you're usually going to say he went to. And use إلى. جلس. Again, what's commonly said is you sat in the chair, right? And you sat in the room. So if you are sitting in the room, you would say fi. But if you're sitting on the chair, what are you going to use? Still, you're going to use fi? You got to use ala. Now, even in English, people don't make that difference. I sat in the chair. I sat on the chair. All right? Unless it's like an egg-shaped chair or something where you go inside. Correct? But it should say I sat on the chair. So, jalasa, right? Ala, and you can put any word here. Well, like if you're going to put chair, you're going to put ala al-kursi. If you're going to say jalasa fil bayti. Yeah. You could have said amama. Yeah, that was clever actually. Some of you guys had some clever things in there. You weren't restricting yourself to the typical sentences, and you guys went above and beyond. That's good you did that.
I put man ismu Ahu Muhammad, but we detect someone.
What did you say? Yeah, I actually yours. I needed to ask you about that. What is it written on there?
Man ismu Ahu Muhammad.
For this one?
Yeah.
I didn't see you use jalasa.
For Jalasa, actually, I put the fee. You corrected it.
Okay, what about dhahaba?
Correction, I have the other one, just for men.
When we get to men, which is now. Number 9. What I wanted actually was for you guys to use ma and men. And some of you actually used min instead. And I originally started to take off points for that. But then I realized that many of you didn't do that, so I said, well, since I didn't clarify on the paper, I can't deduct points. So whether you use men or min, I gave you points. But for the online person, you have to use men. No, hold on. Yours is something different. Your sentence is a big issue already. All right. So, ma is the ma of question, istifhamiyya, right? So I wanted to say like masmuka, ma hadha, stuff like that. And men, it should be like man anta or man hadha and man dakhala al-bayt, stuff like that, right? So that's what I was looking for in those two sentences. Yours, Muhammad, let me see your paper.
Man ismu Muhammad. That's right.
On the top one, ma?
No, the second one, men.
No.
Man ismu Muhammad.
You see, you describe it, men is for a person. So you would have to use ma. Does that make sense? This one.
First one is ma.
The first one is ma. What's this one?
Man ismu Ahu Muhammad.
You can't use men. You're asking about the name, so you're supposed to use ma. If you're asking about his name, you have to say Ma ismu Muhammad. Does that make sense? I can write it. So the Ma is, what's the meaning of Ma?
What?
What? And what's the meaning of men? Who? So for example, yours would work if you said Masmu Akhu Muhammad, right? Muhammad. This is a good sentence because it says, what is Muhammad's or Muhammad's brother's name?
Yeah.
What is? But you are using men, right?
Sheikh, it wouldn't be ismuhu. I mean, akhuhu, or
That is
it's just akhu,
Akhu Muhammad.
his brother.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Akhuhu? Yeah, he's right. No?
What?
It doesn't change. Like
His brother.
No, he's not saying. He's saying what Masmu Akhu Muhammad.
brother Muhammad.
The Muhammad's brother. What's the name of Muhammad's brother?
Is it not Akhuhu?
There's no damir on.
No, it's not. This is separate. This is because he mentioned like it's being added to this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You don't put that there if there's a name.
Yeah.
That is Akhuhu.
Let's see, but I think maybe actually the wow would come because it's technically mudaf. And this should have a kha on there. No, from what I know that it should be like this. You know, if you say akhu, which a lot of people are missing, you say like this, akhu ka. Right? If it becomes mudaf to a damir. No, it should actually have that wow also. Huh? It should have it because it's mudaf to a separate thing from what I can recall. I might be wrong on that, but you know, I believe it. Since this is mudaf to this, it should be fine. Either way, that's not the one in question.
But it's not a. It's not a.
Damir,
It's a noun.
No, it's not.
but it's still mudaf.
Yeah, Muhammad.
Muhammad, akhu Muhammadin.
Oh.
This is mudaf. This is now who instead of what. So right now, what's being asked is whose name Muhammad's brother. Instead of what is Muhammad's brother's name, it's who's Muhammad's brother's name. So I couldn't give you points because you used men instead of ma, because men was not being used properly.
If it becomes whose, then you add letter to man, right?
If I what?
It will be who is the name of. If I add liman, if I say liman, then it will be whose, right?
Yeah, yeah. If it's liman, then it will be.
Yeah, but then what about Akhu Muhammad?
I'm just asking.
Yeah, but if you say liman, for who? Or whose? Yeah. Does that make sense, Muhammad?
Yeah, which I thought like that's fine.
No, because men is for people and the ma is for things.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah? Number 10, this was also one that was troubling. It started out by saying Arabic. So a lot of you didn't see that it said the Arabic. So you got rid of the alif lam. And the truth is that ma'rifah can not only be a word that has the in it, but also a letter that is a word that is capitalized, right? Like, well, I've already started Abraham. Okay? So, al-Arabiya is capitalized Arabic. And this would just be simply al-Arabiya. This capitalization, because you can't say the Arabic in English. But that's why it's specified here, so over here it should be specified. And you have to start out by saying al-Arabiya first. You thought this man was easy, huh? This man knows. Remember, he's the one who gave us the phrase, easy peasy. What'd you say? Yeah, he's the one who said it.
That's what I said.
You thought he knew? He didn't know, huh? He knows. Al-Arabiyyatu. This is what you should have. And now you're describing the language, right? So the language, as na'at and man'ut goes, needs to be what? It says, is an easy language. What if so you have to say, Al-Arabiyyatu لغة. And it has to be سهلة.
Sheikh, what if I put?
If you put alif and lam in there, it's wrong.
What if I would have said al-lughatul arabiyya?
No, still wrong.
Why?
Because I started out with al-arabiyya. I wanted al-arabiyya first. Your sentence would have been a sound sentence, right?
But it needs to be translated.
But it needs to be what I put on there. Or it would have been if you said al-arabiyyatu, or I'm sorry, what were you going to say? Al-lughatul arabiyya?
Yes.
Yeah, it would have been a correct sentence, but I probably would have gave you a point for the correct sentence, but you would have got it wrong because it's not what I asked you for. Al-arabiyyatu lughatun sahlatun. Lugha is not specified, so it had to be an easy language. So some of you put al-lugha and al-sahla. So that would, you're adding those al and that would make it wrong. Yeah. Surprised yourself in that one, huh?
Yeah.
Huh? But also that's something I want to talk about. Yes.
Now I know.
You have to know at the end of. There's some pieces of tape here. If you guys get a chance, take them off, or it was there before. All right. You have to know the ta at the end of the word, like sahlatun, right? And lughatun. Sa'atun. You need the ta marbuta. Some of you guys are using the open ta, right? And I'll let it slide this time, but I expect by the next test, you're correcting these because this is what makes the difference between masculine and feminine.
You didn't slide it on me.
No, I corrected it, but I didn't dock you points.
You did?
No.
Here, huna.
Where?
Right here.
No, let me see. Lughatun.
Yeah.
I think I got you for the sad.
Ah, maybe.
Sahlatun.
Not.
Yeah, I took half off. I should have took more.
No, you did half. No.
Yeah, because you could go and there's other places where I don't take. All right. If you guys overdid the mistakes with the things, I probably docked you a half a point. So make sure you're putting the long sounds where the long sounds are. Talibun, sa'atun. They have alifs in them, and you have to make sure you put them there. Okay. And that might mean you have to go and look at your book and write down after. Number 10 still, but the second part. Mahmudun is a lazy student. Most of you, I think, we're doing well on this one. Mahmudun talibun kaslanu. All right? Mahmudun talibun kaslanu. ما معنى الكلمات؟ جوعان ملآن غضبان. Hungry, full, angry. Number 12. What I needed from number 12 is for you to bring a suitable na'at here. Right? A na'at that is usable in the context of the sentence. Al-asfuru ta'irun. Right? And yeah, so do I still have you have yours? Okay. Al-asfuru ta'irun. So you should say صغير, جميل, سريع. Any kind of description would be fine. أنت طالب. Now, this is not asking you a question, right? Like, are you a student? And then you reply, yes, I am. But I wanted to say, like, are you a old student, new student, lazy student, hardworking student, whatever you can put in there. Number 13. Number 13 was troubling for a lot of you.
I lost marks there. I thought it was very good,
All right, let's go through number 13. There's some points here that need to be discussed. It says the tall boy. First, it must start out by saying al-waladu. Al-tawilu is describing al-walad. L is here, L needs to be here. Otherwise it becomes the boy. And that doesn't make sense. So you have to say al-waladu tawilu, the tall boy. Now we have that left. Now, in this context, it's not that of dhalika. It's the alladhi. This is very important here. I needed to see this word here. If it was not there, you definitely lost a point. All right? Al-waladu al-tawilu alladhi. Now, it says that left the classroom. Remember we said, what is dhahaba?
I
Kharaja is the right word. So you're not going to find, and I know we try it in English since we know English, we know Arabic. So we say, this is what this word means, I'm going to put it there. That's what that word means, I'm going to put it there. But sometimes it doesn't work in Arabic. Al-waladu al-tawil alladhi, he left, he went out of the classroom. He exited the classroom. So kharaja needed to be there. Now, if you did put kharaja, there's still some times where you might say left. In Arabic, you need to have min there. Otherwise, it doesn't work. So min needs to be there. And it's not there in the English version, the left from. It's not there. It just says that left the classroom. In Arabic, you can't say kharaja. It's one of those verbs that need min there. All right? And then it should be al-fasli. Some of you put al-ghurfa, which is the room, but we're asking for the classroom. I thought Amir was done. All right? So it's good that you guys have other vocabulary and you can get by in a sentence like that, you know? If, for example, you're talking to somebody and you get stuck, you can't remember fasl and you use ghurfa, you could probably get away with it, right? So that's good that you know that, but fasl is what I'm looking for. All right, and now some of you missed al-ana, al-fasl al-ana, and keep in mind, you know, this is straight out of the book, this one. It's in there.
I don't use al-ana at all.
It needs to be there. Do I need to take some points away from you, or?
No, we're good.
Or some points were already taken away?
No,
I took points away on that question.
You did,
Yeah.
but not on the al-ana.
Oh, at some point, if it was too much and you had the general thing.
Yeah.
No.
He only got 1.5 points for that. So that was a good deduction.
Al-ana.
Yeah, that was he got enough deduction in that one. Yeah, some of you guys made some very basic mistakes that I know you know the answer to, but putting it on paper, you know, you just forgot it. Some of you left questions out, and I was like, why? You know the answer, why you just leave it empty?
We just read, but we didn't write it.
Do we get credit for the reading?
All right, let's go. Let's continue. We got another page we need to get through. So now, الذي خرج الآن من or خرج من الفصل الآن, then you can say من الهند. From India. Should be something along very close to this. Huh? Yeah, see, huwa is extra. He is, if you put huwa. It's just a little bit extra. And it's not what I asked for, so I might have took off 0.5 point for that.
Don't we need for that?
Do you what?
We don't need huwa.
Yeah, because there's...
Without huwa, it may not...
If you put huwa, it's like I said, the tall boy that left the classroom now, he is from India. Yeah? Number 14. Number 14 was very easy. If you missed points here, it's because you took away some letters. Right? So it should say miftah, and then you just add miftahu hu. Some of you got rid of the ha for some reason. I don't know why. And you said miftahu, or I'm sorry, you said miftahu. And then miftahu ha. Or you got rid of the ha. The ha needs to remain. You say miftahuhu, miftahuha, miftahuka, and miftahi. All right? So the ha should remain, and you should add those extra letters there. Number 15, use inda in an appropriate sentence. Now that sentence could be anything, but you have to make sure it's a correct sentence. If you put indi or indaka, it's correct. But some of you will say something like, indaka, maybe like sayyaratun, for example.
Yeah.
Right? Just indaka sayyaratun, as it is. What does this sentence say in Arabic? What's indaka mean? You have a car. What does that sentence mean? Are you asking a question?
No, No, I
Are you making a statement?
statement.
Yes.
You have a car.
No, that's not a statement. You have a car.
عندك means do you have?
I would assume that this is what you guys wanted. عندك. That's what I was thinking. Silly mistake, right? Simple, like.
I got a rookie question. Inda, it doesn't do anything to the other word. It doesn't make it like.
Do you have ka there?
Yes.
You have ka there?
Yeah.
So that's it.
So it doesn't.
This is what's after. So it only affected this thing.
Okay.
You got it?
No, mine is good.
So in
I'm
English,
ready
like,
for next question. Good. Could see you.
I put
I need cuts. I need
Huh?
I put Sayara T.
As in mine?
عشان كده سيارة T. I put عندك سيارة T. So it's not supposed to be سيارة. It's supposed to be سيارة T.
So this is what you put عندك
نعم.
عندك
سيارة T.
سيارة and then you put it like this?
No.
Oh, سيارتي with a كسرة?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, that would be a mistake, because if it came right after سيارة, then it would have been, you know, it would have been مجرور.
Oh, so it makes it only if there's nothing connection to it. It makes sense.
Yeah, but this kaf is in place of jar.
So if I said عندي سيارة T, that's still incorrect?
عندي
Because there's a
سيارتي?
cat there?
Yeah, it's عندي. There's no way that's going to be سيارتي. If you would have said this one, عندك, you have to ask a question, عندك سيارتي? Do you have my car? That would have made sense.
Oh, okay.
All right, next page. We're moving along. This is the page that our first placeman, the guy who was in first place, he was doing so good, and then all of a sudden he got to this place, and he just tripped all over his legs. You know, Abdullah had you. Up till this point, you know that? Abdullah. Up till this point, he was flawless. I have to put you on the spot, I'm sorry. He was flawless. And I'm praising him. Like, no mistakes the first page, second page. Every mistake he had came on this page. And that's how you ended up beating him. You must have made dua on your way out, please.
What he is trying to say, don't get too excited. He's right there.
He's on your tail. No, but he did very well. I mean, he lost a couple of points here and there, but it was consistent the whole way. This like one and a half. But no, alhamdulillah, you guys are doing well. All right. استعمل مع plus a ضمير in a sentence. So, it didn't just say ضمير, it said ضمير متصل, right? Or ضمائر متصلة. We know what مع means. And you have to add a ضمير to this word. A lot of you put like مع أمه or مع إسماعيل, like it was a separate word, it was not connected. So in the previous page when we took miftah, we had hu, ha, kaf, and ya. You could have used any one of those. So you could have said ma'ahu, ma'aha. You could have said ma'i or ma'aka. And that's from the book, that's from the paper itself. The dama'ir were already there.
But not ma'a.
Not what?
Not ma'a.
I said ma'aha.
I know, but the paper didn't say ma'a. It said something cool.
Said what?
But I thought
No, he's not. He's saying that Ma'a was not in the paper, like previous question.
Oh no, just the dhamir.
Yeah, that's the
like
way,
the
man.
man can be added only to the nouns, right?
No, it could be like if your sentence is correct. If you said ma'a ummiha or ma'a abu, you know, ma'a abihi or something, right? Your sentence is sound. But what I was asking was I wanted you to see if you knew how to add ma'a to one of these dhamirs or any dhamir.
How come abuka has a waw but not umuka?
Ummuka?
Umuka.
Because we took one of, we took the al-asma' al-khamsa, remember? We said there are only 5 and was nowhere to be found in those 5. Well, it's not there, I'm sorry. So it was abuka and ahuka and fuka, hamuka and dhumal. There's no I don't know if that's what I marked you for though.
It was only 0.5. But
No, I think I marked you for the You got 1 point. You
I got
used
one-
ma'a.
I got 1.5. I said ma'ahu.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so that's what it was.
I said abuka.
Oh, you're trying to creep in on second place. That's what you're trying to do? Huh? Watch out, Callum. Yeah. All right, number 17. This is where I wanted you to add a wow. Now, because it said use abun, and akhun. And what I wanted to see was that you guys added a wow to, if you added to one of these dhamirs. So if you said abuhu, abuha, abuka, right? Some of you put abi and akhi. All right, now, I would have marked you wrong. But because I didn't specify in the question, I had to let it go. Because technically you answered it where I said put ab and akh to a dhamir, right? I should have said ab and akh to a dhamir raf'. Then I would have marked you 4 points off. All right, so you know the goal was that you should say something like abuka or and akhuka, or you say abuhu and abuha. Anything else, like if you said akhu Muhammad or abun, you know, something else, that wow does come back. Remember earlier we said Abu Muhammad, right?
My thing was
Because all the time, like when we talk about, like in the hadith, it says an Abi Huraira, an kada, and that wow in the act does come back.
But my thing is, you said Ahu Muhammad.
Just with this one.
Yeah, my thing is, why not Ahuhu Muhammad? Muhammad's brother.
No.
His brother. I mean, his
Brother Muhammad. That's when you say Ahuhu Muhammad, his brother Muhammad. That's not what you want to say. You just want to say Muhammad's brother.
Okay.
Or, you know, you just want to say his brother, not his brother Muhammad.
Can you not say Ahuhu Muhammad?
You could, but I
think
mean,
it makes more sense to me.
If you- if-
Ahuhu Muhammad makes more sense for me. What is Muhammad's Ahu? Because Ahuhu Muhammad.
no, you already answered his name.
Okay.
Does that make sense? So you should say, Masmu Ahuhu, what's his brother's name?
Right.
Then I respond to you, Muhammad.
Right.
So if you say, Masmu Ahuhu, then answer, Muhammad. Why did you even ask me? Like, what's his brother's name? Muhammad? Like, you're asking two questions.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Muhammad's brother's name.
No. Then you would say, Ma ismu akhu Muhammad. Not akhuhu, not his brother. What is Muhammad's brother's name?
How do you say what is Muhammad's brother's name?
Ma ismu akhu Muhammad. There's no akhuhu. Akhu Muhammad. 18. This is just plain and simple. I needed every single haraka on there. I think you lost a point here.
Me too.
Just the shadda.
Half my
If you, yeah. There was 4 words, so I would allow you to, what's it called? Since there was 4 words, I made it worth, every mistake was worth half of a point. And it was just clearly just to see if you knew where was the emphasis, where was not the emphasis, where was tanween. I don't know why you put a kasra in there. You know that, I mean, you put a dhamma where you know there's supposed to be a kasra.
Yeah, I know now. I just,
But even before, you know that after harf jar comes kasra.
yeah, I know it.
That's what I'm saying. That's a beginner mistake.
Yeah.
No, you can't do that. All right. Number 19. لمن ذلك البيت الذي أمام المسجد. Again, you have to add the, if the needs to be there.
The house.
Whose house, right? For example, on the masjid. So it says, لمن ذلك البيت. Whose is that house? Whose is that house in front of, or that is in front of the masjid? Or if you said instead of, let's write on the board.
Whose house is that, comma, the one in front of the masjid?
Whose house is that? The one in front of the masjid?
But there is
That is in front of the masjid. It should be that is in front of the masjid.
That is?
Yeah, or the one.
Like, you mean the one though?
Or the one. If you didn't use that, you can use the one. That's fine. So if you use the one instead of that, that's okay.
but there is al-bayt, so that should be the house.
No, remember we already talked about this.
I got everything wrong for that. Al and the on everything.
I know, yeah.
I put whose house is
It was, I remember that. I felt, yeah. You put what?
whose house is the one that's in front of the masjid?
Whose house is the one that is in front? You got full points. What do you want from me?
You should give more.
But yeah, it was the reason for ism al-ishara. You know, it has to have the, you know, there with it.
I read Charlie, whose house is this? The one in.
See, there's no this here. That's for hada. Right? And it's liman dhalika. Huh?
The one in front of the mosque.
Okay. He said, whose house is this? So you lost points for this?
Okay.
How much? You didn't lose too much, I hope.
Yeah, 1/3 I was.
Okay. Muhammad? You didn't like it?
I just did word to word translation. It says al bayt, so I did the house.
Right. No, you have to look about hada. Last one. Ain al-kursiyu maksurun. This one was incorrect. Some of you put correct. It is incorrect. Because it is not in man'ut, right?
I get this right, but I missed all the others. That make no sense.
Ain al-kursiyu al-maksuru. All right. Where is the broken chair? This is the na'at, this is the man'ut. So al is here, al needs to be there. Or actually it's the other way around. Al is here. You look at the na'at, I'm sorry, the man'ut, the thing you are describing, and this one has to copy it. So if al is here, al needs to be there. If this is kursiyu, this needs to be, maksurun. So it was just this L that was missing and it had to be there. Some of you, I guess, tried to change it or give me a choice. You wrote them both and said, yeah, both.
Which one do you want?
Pick whichever one is right. So if you wrote two and I had a chance to ask you, I'll ask you. But if not, it's going to be wrong. طيب. Anybody have an appeal?
I wanna go for the record. The guy that you thought that brought this desk, he didn't bring it. He just put it up. Someone brought it.
Okay, may Allah reward them both. For the one who brought it and for the one who, put it up. May Allah reward them, yani. Naam. All right. No question? No added things? Or you guys want to do it off camera? Khalas, for the viewers online, don't look at this lesson, or you're already at the end of the video. Barakallahu feekum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.